Hey, God, how's it going? Yes, you are. Welcome. Welcome to the live stream. How have you been doing? I'm just at the laundromat right now, getting that done. Magic carpet. Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the live stream. Welcome. So how about those digital passports that roll out in Mexico? So I guess starting 2026, and I think it was February I just read, they're going to start requiring you to use your to scan your finger. They're going to have you scan your finger to get money out, things like that. It's going to be for pretty much any kind of important transaction. But digital IDs are rolling out in Mexico next year in February of 2026. Also coming to a city near you in the United States. By the way, this is only just the beginning. I was also watching another video about Australia. AI is really rolling out in Australia right now. Apparently, a big billionaire CEO of a tech company just laid off like 150 people, all replaced them with AI. So it has begun. Hey, oh, we got 9 people in here. Dylan, Teal Roll. What's good, man? Magic Carpet. How have you guys been? Did you hear about what's going on in Mexico with the whole digital ID thing? Digital ID is rolling out in 2026 of February next year in Mexico. Should be interesting. Stuff is coming, more AI stuff is coming into to the US as well. They're trying to automate everybody in my job. They're going to automate everybody in my job in the next like year and a half, 2 years. They're trying to do max. They're trying to automate pretty much 90% of the work at my job, so they don't have to hire anybody. Yeah, it's getting really bad. I don't know. I don't even know what's going to happen anymore. These next few years. I was watching another video called I forgot what the video was called, but it was talking about a new AI that's coming out called like Darwa or something like that. But it's like a really big. It's one of the big AI companies. Google, Nvidia, Apple, they're all doing really big stuff with AI. I think I was reading somewhere they spent like $280 billion on AI alone, the major tech companies. But there's one major tech company in particular that's going to really dominate. That's what the video is saying. So in order to actually, because AI requires a lot of power. So apparently I was watching a video and apparently they were saying like the US is behind in terms of like overall electrical power and just overall advancement in artificial intelligence. They're like really behind China. So China has the power and the data centers and the means to create more powerful artificial intelligence and automate more factories and automate more workplaces way faster than the US does apparently right now. Like China is like way ahead of us in terms of AI technology and what they can do with it. So it's really mind-blowing, honestly. Well, they do require your ID. They do. That's why has YouTube already rolled it out yet? I was gonna do a video on it, but everybody already fucking did a video on the whole YouTube ID. So it's like, but isn't YouTube rolling? YouTube is rolling that out in like a few days. They're rolling it out to where you have to use an ID to get in. If you're underage, then you're gonna have to. By the way, if you're underage on YouTube, they find out you're underage, you're gonna have to send them ID. You're gonna have to send them documentation, and it's gonna be a whole process in order to get in order to be able to use YouTube. Let's say you're creating a YouTube account, and you enter your birthday wrong or something like that. That's a whole process. It's going to be a whole process. So this is the end of the internet as we know it. Yeah. This is the end of the internet as you know it. AI is taking over. definitely no privacy anymore with YouTube's new thing going on, and YouTube is the biggest platform out there. So if there's not going to be truly any privacy on YouTube, then other platforms are going to follow suit. TikTok's going to follow suit. Instagram. This doesn't just stop with YouTube. If YouTube's doing it, then other platforms are going to be inclined to do it. So, thank you for your work on infantilization. You changed my life. Could you please post an email address so I can tell you how much you helped me? Do I not have my email address? I'm sorry, guys. I probably don't even have my email address in the description. That was my fault. Yes, I will. Of course, I'll post my email address in the description. I'll post that today, and you can send me an email over there. More videos on infantilization coming soon, by the way. I have another video in the queue, a 20-minute video talking a little bit more in depth about infantilization. A couple videos, actually, that I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to. I had a dream where I was driving around Atlanta and there were robot police cars, except they were like flying cyber trucks. Remember how we all thought about how there's gonna, remember how like we all imagined the future to be like, we imagined like there was gonna be like flying cars and like, you know, and actual improvements to the infrastructure, like everything was going to look futuristic, like Japan and China and everything like that. We were gonna have like, you know, robot servants in every single hotel and every single restaurant in the city in the entire country, and we were all going to be like served by robots. And then it was going to be like a Fallout thing, like we were going to have robots like cut our grass and lawn and like trim our hedges. Remember like how we used to think the future was going to look like, and it looks like more like Fallout 4 than it actually looks like the future. Like if you want to look at like the future, like China and Japan, like their cities are futuristic. Their technology is futuristic. We're stuck like 20, 30 years behind in the past. Like we have futuristic technology, but not nearly to the extent such as Japan and China do. Like it's wild the stuff they have. Well, no, it's gonna be. I have an email for my channel, Deconstructing Narcissism. I have an email for my channel, not like my personal email, but it's going to be a business inquiry channel, like this channel. I have an email for this channel. It's not going to be my personal. Let me see. Where's that walking? Dude, you're hot. Thanks, AM. They want to ingest their slop. Yeah. Where will it lead to, or where will AI lead to? Well, it's not going to lead to the betterment of humanity, like as we've been seeing, that it's not leading to the betterment of humanity. All the AI is going, you know, it's going to benefit the rich as usual. People are already losing their jobs. Look, people who say that AI is going to create jobs, yes. Is AI going to create jobs? Yes, it's going to create jobs. Just like, you know, when technology took over, like it created new jobs. But AI is not, I really don't believe AI is going to create jobs to the extent that you guys think it's going to create jobs. There are going to be people here and there who have jobs with AI, but it's going to replace more jobs than it's actually going to make, in my opinion. I don't think that AI is going to create more jobs than it replaces, me personally. Yeah, they're more like drones. These were more like drones than flying cars, yeah. You already have Transformers in America? What's that? You mean the movie? Donald Trump, hey, what's going on? It's going to take like 50% of the jobs market. Maybe you'll create like 50. Right, it'll create some jobs, I'm sure. It'll create maybe 15, 20% or so. It'll create a few jobs, no lie. And that's, you know, that's for sure. But it's not going to replace nearly all the jobs that are going to be lost. I mean, we can already see what's happening right now. It's taking more jobs than it's creating right now. Well, yeah, I have a separate email for that. I'm not just going to give out my whole personal email, no. Not Transformers as in it's a girl and so on? Wait, what do you mean? They better build artificial clusters too. Yeah. That's the thing is most people do not want to talk to an AI over the phone. You know, like most people, I know like our customer service is going to get replaced by AI, but just like the people who, with what happened in Miami recently, just like people don't want to talk to India in a third world country and have their like people don't want to go to Miami. Like you see that video by, I think it was like Kyle Kalinske. I don't really watch him, but I just saw his thumbnail pop up. But he was showing how, you know, Miami hotels are like now replacing their customer service with like they outsourced completely to India, and there's like iPads and stuff showing like, you know, somebody from India like helping you check into the hotel. Like just like people don't want that shit. People don't want to talk to a fucking artificial intelligence robot to help them check into a hotel or to help them solve something, you know, from AT&T or Verizon over the phone. Like I don't want to talk to an AI. People don't want to talk to people outsourced in another country. You know, it's the same thing. Most people don't want to deal with that. It is, man. It's like, if you would have asked me like in 2015 or 2016, like the world's gonna be like this, and we're all gonna just be replaced, and we're all gonna get fucked. Like I would have laughed at you. If you would have told me even 4 or 5, 6 years, even like 6 years ago, if you would have told me 6, 7 years ago that a single man or a single person would not be able to afford an apartment and food and pay their bills on their own without kids, like that's unheard of. Like think about how crazy it is. Like think about how crazy it is, the fact that you can say now in this day and age that a single person cannot afford to pay their bills. You know, not married, no kids, no fancy cars, no luxury items. They literally cannot afford to pay their bills. Not going out to eat every single day. Like people are struggling, like as a single person struggling. That's wild. Like we always knew like big families struggle in America because, you know, they had more kids than they could afford, and having kids is expensive, obviously. But a single person renting like a studio or like a 1-bedroom, or not like a studio, like renting like a studio apartment, living on their own, is struggling. Like if you would have asked me that, I would have laughed in your fucking face. I mean, it's just wild how bad it's gotten. It really is. It's amazing. It really is. Yeah, just sell your kidney in South America. Well, you got to be careful if you go over there, because they have this dust that they blow in your face, or they put it in your drink. But I've also read that what a lot of people do in South America is they like have a book. They have a book or a folder, and they're like they come up to you and they try to get you to read it. I was watching a video. They try to get you to read it, and it has like fent or something like that, or it has some kind of like chloroform thing that they make you inhale, and it makes you pass out, and then they drag you away and they fucking take your organs. You definitely got to be careful where, you know, if you go there. There's not going to be any future even in the next 10 years in America, Marlon White. There's nobody. 70 to 80% of the people in America are going to be poor in the next 10 years. There's not going to be in the next 20 years. It's going to be. We are literally going to see Fallout 4. I mean, like in real life, we're going to see Fallout 4. It's not going to. It's not going to get any better. Only the very few will survive in the next 10 to 20 years. The very, 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 very few people. Like, if you're not a millionaire, if you're not a high earner, you're not going to make it here in the U.S. It's over. I'm sorry, it's sad to say, but you're not going to make it. My narcissistic mother's dying, and I don't know if I should feel happy or sad, because I never had a real mom to begin with. The inheritance is also mine. Sorry, Sydney. That's really, really hard to go through. And you know what? I've thought a lot about whether or not I'm going to see my mom on her deathbed, or even go to her funeral. I don't know. Because I relate to that so much. Like, I've never considered my mom a mom. I've never considered, like, having a real mom. She's never been a real mom to me. She's never felt like a real mom. She's never really done the real mom things that a mom is supposed to do. She's done the bare basics, but just the bare basics to not get thrown in jail. But I've never had that. I've never had a mom that unconditionally loved me. So never had parents that unconditionally loved me. So I understand that's a hard one. I would also, if they say you're going to get the inheritance, well, I would also reconsider you thinking that you're going to get any inheritance for them, because they can say X, Y, and Z, elemental P, but I know for a fact that I'm not getting any inheritance from my parents. If I were to get inheritance, I would have gotten help from them a long time ago. I would have gotten help. I would have gotten some kind of money, some kind of help a long time ago. So I know I'm not getting any inheritance from my parents. And you gotta consider that you're probably not gonna get any either, honestly. Unless they already gave it to you. But if your parents are truly narcissistic, then you're not likely to get any inheritance from them. But as far as, I understand how that's a hard decision. That's a decision that you're going to have to make when the time comes, whether or not you're going to see her or not. So I can't really give you a for sure response. It really depends if you think it's worth it. Is she going to, are you going to go there and she's just going to try to get another jab on you before she dies? Or are you going to go there and she, what do you, you can go there to say your piece and kind of get over the fact that you were never going to have a mom. And now that the only mom, I guess you could call it, that you do have is dying. You could get over there to make peace with yourself, but you got to make that decision. So, how do I stay strong through it all? I barely stay, the honest truth is I barely stay strong through it. I'm barely holding on most days. I really am. I dissociate a lot. I think a lot. Just, I have constant just bombardments of, things of the past. And I just feel like I barely hold on. I barely hold on. I don't know how I do it. I guess I hold on the best I can, but it's very hard. So that's the only answer I can give you is it's very hard. And I'm barely holding on, but the only thing I can tell you is that this. What makes me move forward is the possibility of a better life, outside of America. The possibility of having something tangible, not just not having a shitty car and a fucking roommate who hates me. The possibility of having something better in this life. And it's not gonna come easy. Just nothing comes easy in life, but that's what keeps me going, is the fact that, look, I have nothing else to lose. I really have nothing else to lose. My family doesn't give a shit about me. My parents don't give a shit about me. I have little to fucking no money. I have little money. As far as career aspects here, I have, no career aspects in America here. I live in a fucking room with a roommate here. I have nothing else to lose. That's how I keep going. It's well, I'm going to die anyway one day, so I might as well try. And if I don't do it, if I don't succeed at it, then whatever, at least I tried. That's an answer a lot of people get, but at least it's true. At least I fucking tried to do something. But when you get to a point in your life when you have little money, you have little to no career aspects, you're living with a roommate, you know, you don't have any backup support. It's like, what else do you have left other than to pick yourself up and just try to at least do it. So that's my thing, is I try to go forward because in the hopes of a better life. So I might as well try. That's pretty much it. Right, well, that's the thing. That's why I'm trying to get more money. Well, I have 10K saved up, but just barely. Trying is better than sitting around, right? I mean, well, I pay rent because I live with a roommate. If I was to live in my own apartment, I'd never be able to pay rent. That's how I pay rent. I live with multiple roommates. Yeah, if I didn't live with multiple roommates, I would not be able to pay rent. So that's how I'm paying rent. As with most people are. I've asked most people in my job, and they're not living. Most people in my job are not living alone. Like 90% of the people I've talked to in my job are not living alone. They're living with roommates, or they're paying rent to someone. Like they're shacking up with somebody at the very least, one or 3 or 6 people. They're not living alone. Save and leave from. That's what I'm trying to do. Save and leave. Save and leave. You know. I go to the gym. Yeah, I go to the gym. You went to Spain, and it was, I don't know how much 1,000 pounds in Spain is, but yeah, I mean, leave the U.S. I mean, yeah, it's gonna get expensive everywhere, but what's the other option? You stay here and get poorer? Like, what's the other option? At least right now, there are places to go that are cheaper. If you fucking stay here, you are never going to get ahead. Never. Like, unless you're already rich, unless you're already well off, you're only gonna fall farther behind. Like, there's no other option. Well, fuck it, I'll leave anyway. What are our thoughts on modern dating? Modern dating is shite. It's shisa. It's shit. Modern dating is shit. Nobody has any money for modern dating anyway. Nobody has any money for modern dating, and I don't know. I haven't had a girlfriend in fucking 2.5 years or something like that, and she was a disaster. A total disaster. So I gave up on dating. Jews and boomers? Well, I think most of the reasons as to why we're facing all the financial problems in our economy today have a lot to do with the boomers and the voting decisions of the boomers that they made in the past, and the fact that most of Congress is filled with boomers, and most of the government is filled with boomers, the same boomers who make the decisions for young people who are also completely out of touch with reality. So my view of them is not good. Solid Snake. What are we talking about? Solid Snake for? All right. So a couple more minutes. I actually have to end this live stream. I got to get my clothes out, do a few things. This is just going to be a short live stream. So sorry, guys. The next time I do a live stream, it'll be longer. But I got some things to do right now. Thankfully, I don't have to do mandatory overtime this Friday. They canceled it, which is great. They canceled the mandatory overtime I had this Friday, so I have more time to get some things done, which is good. But yeah, that's nice at least. Yeah, there's going to be a video coming out about that, by the way, how what narcissistic parents do is, what my parents did all the time, by the way, is, so anything that I would used to do growing up, whether that was loading the dishwasher, turning on the oven, or I'm sorry, not turning on the oven, turning on the burners, because my parents never let me use the oven. They thought I was going to burn the house down. Cleaning the floor, using the washing machines. So this is something that narcissistic parents do. They stand over you like fucking idiots. They stand over you like idiots. Like you actually have Down syndrome. They stand over you like you actually have, like, your actual Downs. And no offense to people with Down syndrome, but that's what I'm saying. They stand over you like you actually do have some kind of, like, severe learning disability, or, like, mental, or you're, like, mentally incapacitated. They stand over you like this, and they just make you feel stupid. And this is what my parents say. They just make you feel stupid. Oh, you're not cleaning the floor right with the mop. You got to do it front to back, side to side, not side to side like this. You got to do it like this. Oh no, you can't. You don't cook meat like that on the burner. You cook it like this. You got to put it on this heat, and you got to do it for this long, and you got to move around the pan like this, and at 360 degrees. Oh, you're not loading the dishwasher right. Look, the plate's crooked. Oh no, look, you didn't put the cup right. You're not loading the dishwasher right. No, you didn't put the soap in right. That's what they do. They make you feel fucking stupid. They make you feel fucking stupid, and they do this over a long period of time. So what happens is they do this for so long, you just get frustrated to the point where you're like, fuck it. Well, I can't do anything because they say I can't do anything, and they keep telling me I can't do anything, so I just give up then, because nothing I do seems to be working, and they just make me feel stupid for it. That's what narcissistic parents do. They make you feel dumb for things that you clearly know how to do, but because you're not doing it in the way that they'd like you to do it, they say you don't know how to do it. And my uncle would do this too. That's what they do. They make you feel fucking stupid over things you already know how to do, because you're not doing it the way that they want you to do it. Even if you're using a different method to do it. No, you're not doing it. It's the whole thing is you're not doing that certain thing the way they want you to do it, and they're going to make you feel stupid and belittle you for it, because that's just what they do. Yeah, humor is a good coping. I try to be humorous. I try not to be all depressing. I know some of my videos are super depressing, but I try not to be, like, always depressing. But yeah, that's what narcissistic parents do. So, all right. Let's see what time it is. Any more questions? Boomers in my family hate that I will turn to younger nephews before them, because the younger generation is much smarter. Yeah, I mean, how many boomers today even know how to use their fucking smartphone? Do you know how long it took for me, my sister, and my brother to teach my parents how to use the smartphone? They did not know how to use the smartphone when we first got it. They couldn't figure it out. And have you ever noticed how boomers, like, they use it, like, they grab the smartphone like this, and they're like this, and they take their finger like this, they take their pointer finger like this, and they're like they're fucking looking at the phone like it's like an alien object. Like, and it's just like, they can barely write on an email. Thank God, at least they know how to do an email, but it's just like, these boomers are fucked. These boomers, if these boomers don't have any money, if there are boomers out there right now that are broke, you are fucked. AI is going to replace any kind of menial job that you may be doing, especially if you don't have money right now. It's over. These boomers can barely write an email, let alone, grasp the, have any kind of comprehension or grasp of just how big AI is and what, the capabilities of AI are right now. It's over for the boomers that don't have money saved. It's done. What is this mysterious oh yeah, that's what they're like. What is this? How does this thing work? Even though, like, we've showed you a million times, you're just like, what? How does this case work? How does this thing? Let's see. If I tap and I point my finger here, and what's this do? Oh, I don't know. How do you work this? Oh, I don't know. They're clueless. Not if she was a POS, Sydney. If she was a POS, you can mourn your narcissistic mom. Be sad over the mom that you didn't have. Be sad that you never got the mom that you should have had. The mom that you always wanted. You should be mourning over that. I would say that you should mourn over the mom that you didn't have. But I don't think you're mourning if she's clearly, if she's clearly and she's truly narcissistic, then you're definitely not mourning the person she is. Because she's always going to be like that. You know that. She was like that until, her dying breath. She's like that. She's literally dying right now, and she's still like that. Think about that. Just think about all the times, you tried to reconcile with her. All the things that she used to do to you. So think about that. But I think about, you shouldn't feel bad for it. If she's truly narcissistic and she's truly done you, great harm, then you should mourn the person that you never got to have, right? That's my opinion, but my old man to this day still asks how to mean a phone call, how to do a phone call on a smartphone. Jeez. Oh. Yeah, they don't understand that AI is not real. You would think they understand because they watch Terminator, right? Every boomers watch Terminator. I mean, you'd think they'd understand because of that, right? But yeah, boomers cannot comprehend. They can't grasp their mind around AI. They can't do it. It's funny. All right, guys. I got to wrap the stream up. I got to get my laundry, do some things. Sorry guys, gotta cut the stream short. Hang in there, everyone. Hang in there. All we can do is hope for the best. Hope things get better. Hope you guys are all doing well out there, at least somewhat. Saving a little bit of money, at least somewhat, Try to hang in there. We're all in this together. We gotta figure it out. We gotta keep moving forward and just hope for the best. So, all right, until the next live stream, I'm out.